Betty. Hey, Lisa Marie. Hey, Pretty Bird. Hi, Stanley. Oh, I lost the list again. Hi, Salty Pepper. Hey, Cree. Hey, Jane D. Hey, who else? Hey, Betty. Hey, KK. KK. Did you have a wrench with that one or with your KK Air? I said, hi, Jane D. Hey, Chris Hansen. Hold on. How do I get her? Well, I'll put one on that one. I'm not sure which one you had. Hi, Night Angel. Hi, Ringer Home. Hi, Gargamel. Hey, Susie Bachata. I think I said hi. Hey, Flower Child. Hey, Rabbit. I think it's because I do all my stuff. So if there's another person who had a wrench and lost it, let me know because I do all the stuff on my phone and my fat fingers. So I went to remove two names, and if I removed yours by mistake, it was a mistake. Hey, Lady Lynn. So just let me know. Hey, Lada, and I'll add you on. I have no problems with anybody else except the two I removed. Let me see who else. Did I get everybody? Come on. You can go anywhere you want. Anywhere you want. Thank you, Gargamel. I appreciate it. No, no, you can go anywhere. Hey, just saying. You can go wherever you want. And I just modded you. Hey, Abby, how are you? Hey, Sidiana. Did I get everybody? So I see a certain nurse is on live now and was calling out for me because I got a message saying that she was calling me out. Hey, Glitter Mom. Well, I'm sorry, Brooke. I had things to do. I don't just jump when you say jump. So I had things to do. But let me tell you about Brooke, and then we'll get on to other stuff that we were going to get into. Um, Brooke wants to make it pretend like I'm always messaging her, and she doesn't message me. Well, here's the thing that she does. Why is she upset with you? She's upset with me now because we were back and forth in text message, and I forgave her for what she said about ICE, right? I forgave her the first time, not the second time. Like I told her, we're all human beings and we can all make a mistake and shit comes out of our mouth and we really have to be careful what we say. But we're also adults. And I can forgive you once, but I can't forgive you twice. Just playing an old Jules video. John is begging for the link. Wember gives her a time of day anyway. I don't, yeah, for sure. So she got really nasty with me and was, hold on, am I even, can you guys hear me? Because I don't want to repeat myself again with this one. Can you hear my audio well? I'll reefing now. Because, okay, because here's what happened with Brooke. We can be talking we can be texting back and forth. And then when she doesn't like to hear something, she gets very nasty, cursing people out, cursing you out, telling you nasty shit. And I told her that I just compared her to Jen. I said, is there any, where is Just Saying? Me and Just Saying have had it out in messages, difference of opinion. Hey, Just Saying. Nothing more than that. Never been disrespectful. Not Just Saying to me, not me to Just Saying. At all. At all. Maria's got the power to control Brooke into going live. There you are. See, tell them, haven't we had it out in messengers? And I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to keep going. That's it. And she feels the same way. And we've never, never, never disrespected one another. Hi, IMFKN. Thank you for coming by. Not, hey, Miss Lisa. Never, never, never. As soon as Brooke gets mad, she starts cursing. She called me old lady, and I'm like, look in the mirror, bitch. Like, look in the mirror. Are you gonna act like Jen now, who thinks you're 20 years old? And then she starts saying horrible things. Hey, Yaya. So I said, you act just like Jen. You're acting exactly like Jen. But so she wants to say like she was minding her own business. She was minding her own business. I text her. Yeah, sort of like the way you text me every other day, Brooke, to see if I've heard about Jules. That's the same way, but I don't go live. I don't click a live and have to say out loud that you're doing this. Hey, Stephen. Right? Hi, Miss Ree. That's rude of her. Yeah, she's always like, "Have you heard about Jules? Anything about Jules?" And I'm like, "Nope." She blocked me. I don't have heard nothing about Jules. Nothing at all. You're such a liar. You're a liar, Maria. You're lying. And that's how. And we started back and forth. And I'm like, "No, you're the liar, Brooke. I'm not lying." And then I went into details of why she lied, what lie she said. And then she got pissed off and started cursing me out. Good. Let her block me. She'll unblock me because she can't stop thinking about Jules. She can't stop thinking about Jules. When she'll be like, anything? Do you have anything? Would you like to get it off your chest? Here's other things that Brooke does. She's like, do you want to get it off your chest? Yep, exactly, Leda. And I go, off my chest, what? What she's been trying to stop talking to her, Maria. I'm not talking to her anymore. She's fucked forever. I meant Jules blocked you. Yeah. Well, back in she nobody's heard from her. We never followed each other. So her account either was deactivated or blocked. I can't tell which one's the different. They all say Instagram thing, right? So we never followed our things. So nobody's heard from her. But here's the thing: Brooke will message you and say, anything. You shouldn't be afraid if you're defending her for something. Do you have anything she said? Spell dishonest. Yeah. Do you have anything she told you? I'll protect you. Like if I'm a fucking idiot, like if I'm stupid and I'm 12 years old and she's trying to talk me into giving her stuff, right? Hey, Adi. And then she says, I know how you are, Maria. And I'm like, Brooke, she's not doing anything to me. She's not around when I'm telling you, liar, liar. I know you, liar, liar. There's no way I can convince her otherwise. And then she'd be like, well, I'm just telling you, if she does anything to her, I'm gonna fuck her up because you're my friend and I never want anything bad to happen to you. She's not a friend to nobody. Hey, Miss Mickey. Oh, nice. Thank you. Have a good time. She's not a friend to nobody. She thinks everybody can be manipulated with her words. Oh, yeah, you care so much about me that not once, but twice you said nice, right? Imagine if you were my enemy. Yeah, she cares about me and she's my friend and she doesn't want Jules to ever hurt me because then she's gonna have to be, kick her ass, whatever. Hey, Ozzy, Amanda. Like if I'm so stupid and I think that Brooke cares. Hey, Brandy. She doesn't know the meaning of care, but she's used to talking like that to people in her life because I'm like, why are you cursing at me? Why can't you have a normal conversation? It went from 0 to 100, acting like she was a teenager cursing at me on text messages. Why? Do you know me that well that it's okay to curse at me? Because I don't even do it to the people I know well. Yeah, true friends never do that. They just don't. I always say, just saying in myself, we get along really good and we're both hard-headed, different of opinions at times, and we can go 30, 40 minutes talking about something that we don't agree with and then like, okay, we stop. We're not agreeing, move on. And the next minute is like, hey, just saying like nothing in the world happened. Like adults, don't talk to people who curse at you ever. Yeah, when she gets confrontational, she says, she starts saying, "You old lady, fuck you." She starts doing saying the worst things ever, And then I'm gonna go live. Go live, Brooke, because I told her, why do you have to talk that way? Why do you have to write that? You can't talk like a regular person. You can have a conversation, but then look at who the people that she supports. George, who you've all seen his community tribe. He's going crazy. George, the dangerous one, the mentally unhealthy, dangerous person that's going horrible. If you see my community tab, I'm not backing out to this piece of shit. This is who Brooke supports. She supports Amanda Prayer who lied about her son being contacted. She supports Kendra, who's an alcoholic who went to somebody's house to beat her ass, as she said on the video. Come on out. We're here for you. She supports Jen, who has her, if you look in Heidi's community post just today, I think it was earlier today, that man that was a teenager when she said those things to him says that he's disgusted, and he was disgusted when he came a man because he realized what she had done to him, what Jen had done to him. These are the people she supports. These are the people you support. And then I didn't know, because I don't listen to that mentally unstable piece of shit George from Ohio. I don't listen to him, but I recorded one. He needs a straitjacket. He's the worst case of mental illness that we have in the community. He's actually worse than Jen, because Jen can get nasty, but not like this man. And he went on to say he did a live on me, and when I tell you I recorded them, shout out to the Cuban Crime Wave, thank you. When I record him and I don't listen to him, I was looking for something and I heard his live on me maybe a week and a half ago. And here are these people in his chat as he's lying and saying that Carlos R'd somebody and that he broke into somebody's house. George, you must have big issues with your father committing S, because he must have been hiding something. And I'm going to tell you, the same way you disrespect my family, I'm going to disrespect yours. Your father must have R'd somebody, just like you said about your mother must have caught him, and he caught out instead of going to jail. And then your brother did the same thing, and so did your nephew. You see how that feels, George? Then he said that I went to Turkey without knowing anybody. Guess what? I went to Tennessee too. Didn't have any family there. I went to Mexico too. Didn't have anybody there. So now if you're going to go visit another country, if you don't have family, you can't go on vacation. Did you understand that? Because some weirdo in Ohio who hasn't been out of the state says that, if you don't have family in another country, another state, you can't go anywhere. So concerned about protecting you from Jules, but always allows George to say the most disgusting things. Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, Brooke is fake. Brooke is fake. She's concerned about trying to get under my skin and pretend like, oh, yeah, you care about me? Yeah. Jules said horrible things. Can I send it to you? And you keep it anonymous? Can I send it to you? I know you'll never let Jules hurt me, right? But you're okay with George saying those nasty shit. Fuck you, Brooke. Nobody has to send you anything. Who are you to get that shit from anybody? Who are you? I bet you haven't even gotten one email. If you've gotten one, it's moderator 148. That's it. Nobody else is going to send you shit. Word on the streets is that the B and Brooke are getting together to try to take KK down. Anyone hear this? I like KK. KK's not going anywhere. KK has too much support. They can't do anything about that. Wave to the people sniping on Reddit. Probably Georgie Porgy. Georgie, you gained weight, huh? I saw that. Tim Brooke is streaming you on Rumble. Oh, the drunk nurse, the drunk racist nurse. She must not be working today. That's another one. She went So tell me these people don't have issues. She went from dragging Siwa 24/7. It was more important to drag Siwa than to take care of her minor children at the house at the time, right? It was more important to drag every word that Siwa said than to do that. When Siwa decided to leave the community, to leave YouTube, um, guess where Brooke went? Straight to Jules. The same obsession she got with Siwa, she got with Jules. Exact same thing. If Jules said, I bought this, she's going to be like, oh no, did you see what Jules bought? Did you see it? How dare you? She will dissect everything, single thing. And George is the same way. The same way he was going after Jules, Jules left or is gone for now. He's coming after me. That's why I say, Lisa Marie, you and I are more women to my collection. Remember when her teenage daughter was having a tantrum and she stayed on the live for everyone to hear? Yep, I remember that. It was more important. It was more important for Brooke to stay online than to take care of her problem at home. So she went from Siwa to Jules. George went from Jules to Maria. And George, I'm going to say it every day if I have to go live and say it. I'm a woman and you're a dangerous man. You're a dangerous man because you're a liar. Heidi even called him out on that, saying, I'm pretty sure she's not talking to Jen because she flat out says it every time she goes live. And he's like, okay, mumbling because he was trying to throw it in there that Maria's talking to Jen and that Maria's behind everything. No, I told her she's always saying how bad Jules is and that Jules has to she's trying to defend me as her friend and shit. And then George made this horrible post. So I sent it to her and I said, but here you are defending this one. And then she got mad because I called her out on it. I said, you literally defend him. You're in his chat defending him. And when you have a mentally unstable person like George writing the most horrendous things on YouTube and you're in his chat, you're defending him. It gives him the wrong, unless you're a troll account and unless you're a troll account and you're coming in and saying something stupid like against the creator, then you're not defending him. Other than that, I don't care what you're saying in his chat. If you're saying, hey, Cree, or hey, whatever, and staying in his chat while he's doing all these horrible things, it gives him the impression that you're defending him. And Sweets and Beyond, why don't you shut the fuck up? I've already seen you make a few comments about me. Do you really want me to start bringing you up again? Is that what you want? Because I can. These people can't move on. And they want to tell everybody else is the problem. But people like Sweets who said, I would never be in someone like George's chat, is in there kissing his ass because they stand for nothing. They stand for nothing. Absolutely nothing. George fights with women because he is a woman. He acts worse than a woman. He can only fight with queens. He acts exactly like a woman. Can you imagine a guy acting that way? And trust me, he tried to throw that Fit Days on Jen. Fit Days is 100% George. Everybody on Reddit says it, and everybody knows it. He wishes he was a woman. Yeah, exactly, Susie. That's what George wishes. He wants to be a queen, and he hated Jules because of it, because Jules had a lot of followers, and he was jealous of her. And now that Jules is not going live, he has to switch it to somebody else. But his thing is that he lies about people. And then the people in the chat stay around and they don't question. And these are people that have known me for many years. So yeah, George, your father art someone, your mother caught him. And instead of getting arrested, he copped out. Then your brother followed after that, and then your nephew. See how it feels like when you bring family into it? Not very nice to put it out in the universe, huh? Then don't lie about mine. There's no and then everybody that's supporting him are the ones that are saying, Maria brings up people's family. Excuse me? As he's bringing up mine? As he's bringing up mine and these people are quiet in his chat. Don't you guys ever, ever say that Maria brings up people's family while you're sitting in George's chat accepting that shit. Not one of you, because I recorded that live. And trust me, I'm going down that chat. And every single person in that chat, if you ever mention that I'm going after somebody's family, I'm going to call you out as being in that chat. Because it goes both ways. It's not one-sided. Just because you don't like don't be, a hypocrite. Just because you don't like me doesn't mean it's okay for him to do that to me. And trust me, when I turn it around and do it, where you're going to have Anne's dreams ago, call 911. I demand you to call 911. But she sits there in George as he's dragging Carlos, as he's saying horrible things, right? Bringing up. What did he say? What did George say about you? I'm so sick of their bullshit. They were your friends and know your character. This is insane. Not only that, they absolutely know Carlos. They know everything about my past, and they're sitting there knowing that he's lying, accepting it. They don't give a shit because their hate is bigger than anything else they have. And say things about you which and they can go where they want. And Stephen Argent shit on her family. She has no more family. Yep, I agree. I agree. But I'll call them out every single time. Every single time. Because there's no need to bring family in there. But not one of those people, I recorded his whole live. I haven't heard it yet because, trust me, this would be a worse live if I hear that live. I saw that one section because I was looking for something. And when I heard that, I said, oh, I'm saving this. Because every single, hey, did I say hi to you, Cindy? I'm not sure. Every single person that's in there, if I ever see you complain about me mentioning somebody's family, I'm going to call you out on being a hypocrite. Because there's no need for George to have done a video like that. Absolutely no need. And believe me, you say that about Carlos, I'm saying that about George Sr. You say that about my daughter, I'm saying that about your mother. Do you see how it goes, George? Lay off a family. How dare you guys? Not one of them. Nobody had even told me that he did this video about a week and a half ago or something like that. And when I go looking for something else and I'm telling you, I save them. I don't hear them because I don't want to be triggered by a piece of shit person from Ohio like George. But what makes it worse is that he's a man. He's mentally ill. He has mental illness. He's a man and he's dangerous. He goes real life on people. He has no limit. And these are the people that people like Brooke are defending. Go defend the George, go defend the Kendras, go defend the Jens. It speaks volumes about you, but don't pretend like you care about me. And don't get in my chat, in my DMs telling me, in my text messages telling me that you don't want Jules to hurt me because I'm your friend and you would be pissed off and drag her if she did something to me. And expect me to believe that bullshit. And Vault, she's messaging me too. She actually messaged me that quite a few times. And I know the reason she messaged it was because she wanted screenshots. There are no screenshots. I'm not doing that shit with that Anne had done and me and back and forth. No, he's never left Ohio. He's never left Ohio. So in other words, for him to leave Ohio to go anywhere else in the state or country, he would have to have family. I don't think he's ever heard of the word vacation. So if you don't have family in Tennessee, if you don't have family in Mexico, if you don't have family in Turkey, you can't go on vacation there or anywhere else in the country. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Backwards piece of shit, George. Yeah, Vault is in there. Oh, Maria texts you for, still texts you. Vault, should I put out the screenshots of Brooke saying, I know you're lying to me and I'm just telling you because if Jules hurts you, I'm going to drag her because you're my friend and I love you. Like if I was 10 years old and I believed that bullshit. If Brooke really loved me, she wouldn't be okay with somebody like George doing that shit. Never leaving Ohio, anyone would have brain damage. I know. He doesn't leave his damn mother's basement. He posted to celebrate a white man's death. Yep, typical George. Typical George. But post and celebrate a black man's death and see how George jumps on that one, huh? You should never celebrate any man's death, period. Any man's death. Nobody's death should be celebrated. I don't care if you like him or not. I don't care if you like him or not. You shouldn't celebrate anybody's death. Because that jumps right back at you. Come back time she never left shit. Nope. Does Vault one? She jumps on the dragon of you all the time. I know. Yeah, but if she says she's gone and she's never gone. Vault, before you criticize me, thank you, Lisa Marie. Love you too. Before you criticize me, criticize Brooke and ask her why she's trying to butter me up to get her the screenshots. One of the first things I did when we first started talking when I first started talking to Jules, I would delete the chat. We weren't talking about anything serious, but I knew she had a trust issue, and I sure as hell had a trust issue after going through the shit with Anne. So we would delete each other's chat maybe every day, every other day, if we ever talked about anything. It doesn't matter what it was, stupid as shit. And I started it by sending her a screenshot of the chat that was gone. And then she would do it back and take a screenshot and send it back to me because there's no need. If you stop talking to somebody, there's no need to say, oh, yeah. She said she was depressed and she was going to do something. If you have screenshots of that, please send it to my anonymous email. No. Why? You want to beat somebody down? If you don't like somebody, just walk away. Hey, Amy Lou. Oh, that's good. Fresh start. Yep, good. Just walk away. There's no need to drag somebody down with, let's see, anybody on the internet. Come on, can you guys send me screenshots of anybody who said anything to Jules? Just send it to me, anonymous. I won't tell you. You know what? Until she gets drunk and then the anonymous isn't anonymous anymore. Don't believe it's anonymous when you send something to Brooke. Because when she has a few drinks, it's not anonymous anymore. And there shouldn't be an anonymous. You know what? What Jules did between Jules and Jamie and KK, her calling them thieves and saying that out loud and getting pissed off like that, I never agreed with that. Okay? But Brooke, before you call Jules out, your man George is doing much worse. Why don't you take the screenshots of what he says to people? Ask people to send screenshots of what George has been doing behind the scenes and messaging people to you. Call him out. Oh no, because it doesn't fit what you're looking for. You're only looking for Jules. You're not looking for anything that George has done wrong, right? And in my eyes, George has done way worse than Jules. Way worse than Jules. Of course, in Jamie's eyes and KK, they have the right to be pissed. But I've seen what George does, and he's dangerous. I don't see you calling him out. Call it all out, yeah. Open that email to anonymous for George and Jules, then Brooke. Do that. Oh, you won't because today you like George. But if you change your mind in a couple of months, then you might say, oh, it's bad. Yeah, let me turn it around. Hold on. Hold on a second. Just checking, making sure Jules went to Brooke went to Rumble, so I didn't have to strike her. Cause I'm getting to be good at it. You're lucky you did, Brooke. That's his channel. And Brooke threatened your husband and KK with her probation officer. Why both are still allowing her in your chat and messages? She's not. She's blocked from my chat. I'm pretty sure she's blocked. I'm blocked from hers, so we're blocked from each other's. It'll be on, but still be okay. Yep, I agree. But she only messages when she wants something from Jules. You heard anything from Jules? No, I haven't. I haven't heard a thing from Jules. Liar. Why you always lying? Why you always lying? She's so desperate for anything. And then you tell me that she could call herself a nurse, have her a million letters behind her name. But that's obsessive shit. She's gotten obsessive. Tell me that shit ain't obsessive. The same way she got obsessed with Siwa, she's doing the same shit to Jules. Oh, and wait, hold on, because Brooke, I hope I don't lose you guys. Hold on. Sorry, you couldn't hear me? No, I was looking at the messages that Brooke had sent me saying that she's coming after Jules and she's got some bad shit. And I said, go for it. My name is Maria, not Jules. And then she goes, yeah, but your bestie, she's your bestie. And you've talked to her some shit. And I said, I haven't heard from her again. And I said that. And she's like, you lying. You're lying. And I said, do what you have to do. You don't threaten me with that shit. Like, I got some stuff on Jules and she's your bestie. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, and go for it. I don't talk to her. So go for it. Why are you telling me this? Like I'm supposed to jump and get scared and run and fly to Ohio, to Chicago and tell her? Tell me that's not obsessed. She's going real life looking for paperwork on Jules. I already know they got it on Glenwood. And they're gonna read everything on Jules that they can find. Why? Because only they can go real life. Nobody on this side can go real life. But they can, and she's proud of it. Yeah, an amazing friend, my ass. So yeah, Brooke, I don't know why it's so hard for you to understand. I forgave you once, not twice. You don't make the same mistake twice. I'll never speak to Amber again after what she did on her community tab. Never. And the same thing goes, I have Amber blocked forever. And the same thing goes for Prayer Jar. Both of them who are your besties, close friends, like you said. Both of them racist like you. Both of them are racist. I know. And now she's Amy Lou. I don't think she's obsessed now with. She's already got everything she's got on Glenwood, so now she's trying to find anything she can on Jules. Why? Whatever happened to? Okay, I don't like her. She's a pain in the ass. Fuck off, and you fuck off, and that's it. You guys go your own way. Hey, Kat. Whatever happened to that? They got to dig and dig. Oh my God. Jules broke a finger back in 1980. And was that a child abuse or was it an accident? They're like digging up anything they can find. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Who cares? Everyone needs to stop the real life and counting pockets. Yep, they count KK's pockets and threaten to call her PO. Leave her alone. If she's getting super chats, good for her. Good for her. I don't care. I don't care. But this is beyond this is the hatred that Brooke has, and she doesn't see it. So she can do her regular life as a nurse and tell everybody that she's productive. She does her life well, and she's happily married, and she's a kid, the white picket fence, the whole thing. But the obsession that she has with when she gets with one person after another. Some do though, Maria. Yep. It's weird. And then Walt, ask her how many times she's messaged me asking me about Jules. Ask her before you open your fat mouth and lie. Why do you think she hasn't blocked me on Messenger, on text messages? Because she wants information on Jules, which she's never going to get. Because one thing I am is never, when I can tell when I'm being played, and I will never give in to that. Absolutely never. What says about Jules? Jules is a no for me for what she did to Maria. I don't care. I see. I don't even have to drag Jules. I don't have to drag Jules. If she wants to block me, if she wants to take me out of her thing, let her take me out. I can walk away from somebody without having to drag them or join a hate thing. I mean, KK and Jamie are doing a good job of themselves and AC. That's up to them. I don't have to do that. It makes it so much worse when, thank you, Susie, so much worse when you have to drag somebody like that. For what? For what? I thought she blocked me on IG, but I don't know if she blocked me or she just deactivated. I honestly think she deactivated, but I'm no longer a mod in her chat. So that's up to her. That I still don't hate her. It's her chat. She can mod and demod and whatever it is, but here it is. She's not Jen and I'm not Brenda. You take my wrench away and you keep for life. It's not a big deal to me. I'm not the kind like, oh, today you think you might trust me or not. Take the wrench. Tomorrow you give it back. No. That's why when I saw freaking KK and I knew I had removed Jules, and I could have sworn I hit. Well, on top of that, I can't see shit on my phone, and I couldn't see who I hit. I have like 20 something wrench given out moderators. Stood alone with the entire community came for. Yep. And nothing happened, Lisa Marie. She's just Jules is going through the. It's hard to trust anybody. And that's why I said, Brooke could ask me every day, all day. Yeah, I know. Brooke could ask me every day, all day, and I still wouldn't give her a screenshot. I wouldn't send it anonymously. I wouldn't give it to her for nothing. When her hands are clean, 100% in this community, then she can open an anonymous email and ask people to send it to her. But her hands are dirty. So I don't think many people are going to, and I hope people don't get involved in that shit, because that's just tit for tat, back and forth with her trying to use something else against Jules. Let her do her own homework. If whatever she wants to find out, let her find out on her own. She's going to find out that Jules wore a pink shirt one day 3 years ago, and she's going to come out and pull it out and say it, because anything against her, she's going to say. I'm not gonna give her anything to do with that. I don't play those stupid games. I think if you don't have anything to say, then don't come online just to bash people like that. No problem, Lisa Marie. Oh, it's even. Max is so cute. but I'm not going to play her game. And then when we're back and forth in the sending messages here on the phone, she immediately is like stops messaging, and I knew she was going to go live. Be a nurse with a million initials behind your name. You're so fucking immature. You can't handle a conversation between women. You have to run and click that link. And I wasn't doing anything. Guess what, Brooke? When you message me in the morning asking me about Jules and saying that you care about me and you were going to call my doctor. You even wanted me to call the doctor, right? And I'm like, yeah, Brooke, I'll call you when a doctor. She wanted to talk to my doctor to tell my doctor that Jules is harassing me, that Jules is stressing me out. Does anybody here think that Jules is stressing me out? Or does anybody think that George is the worst one? Because I haven't talked to Jules. You can't stress me out if I don't hear from you. And then you know what happens when she calls my doctor to tell him, my doctor, like I have a regular doctor. I have the doctor that's on my insurance card that I never go to. So what happens when you go to that's fucking weird. When you go to then she'll be on her live and said, I had to call Maria's doctor because she was so stressed out and she's my friend and I wasn't gonna let her health be affected by all this. That's not a friend. That's doing it for the show, for the drama. It's all fake. It's all fake. Because I can guarantee you 150% I'm not stressed out about Jules. At all. At all. Not a bit. But you want to pretend like I know she's stressing you out. You're not going to tell me that. I know it. I know it. You're not going to be honest with me and you're not going to tell me that. But I know you, Maria. You're stressed out. And I'm like, I'm not stressed out. And I said, well, I do have to call the doctor and make I guess it's the yearly appointment shit. Yeah, drama. Yep. And I said, you know what? I didn't have time to call. When I call the doctor, it's because I'm calling the doctor. I don't need Brooke talking to the doctor and telling the doctor, well, there's this lady on YouTube whose avatar is a bee and she's stressing her out. Like, what the fuck? It's just a regular, every day, every year doctor appointment. That's it. Nothing more than that. I don't need any medication for stress. I don't need any medication to sleep. I don't need none of that shit so you can go on your channel and say you were a savior because Maria was stressed out. I'm stressed out about you messaging me all the time and asking me if Jules has left you anything. Maria, is there anything? No, I deleted everything. Maria, are you sure you're not lying? Is there anything you have on Jules? No. I deleted everything on purpose. Are you sure you're not lying? I think you're lying. I think you're lying. Support her and really supportive, loving husband. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Angela, how are you? It's so fake. So fake. 150% fake. Yeah, because I care so much about you. And if Jules hurts you, I'm gonna blast her. And I'm like, thank you, thank you, Brooke. Like weird, thank you. But I'm not stupid that I was born yesterday, and you're gonna manipulate me into thinking that because there's a lot of women I've noticed in this community who. Now, I'm not saying you guys, but there's like I would say it's a big amount, 10%, a good 10%, if not a little bit more, that are so easily manipulated, and she's got them manipulated into her being the savior and not doing shit about you know, and she's got to, you know, here you guys got to know this is the latest thing on Jules. Well, why don't you find the latest thing on George? Why don't you call him out for harassing women? Why don't you do that? Or stop asking me about Jules and go figure it out yourself. More like 60. I was trying to be nice. Try figure it out yourself. I'm not her keeper. But I'm not helping anybody with it. I even if it's Brooke or not Brooke or any I'm not gonna do that. When you end a friendship, you end it and that's it. There's no need to drag anybody down. Jamie has a reason to respond. AC has a reason to respond to her. KK has a reason to respond. Let him respond. I ended it. It's it. But nobody has the right to message me and act constantly and say, "Have you heard today? Have you heard anything today? You got anything for me? You got any screenshots?" You have to have screenshots. I know you because I care about you. You don't know what the meaning of care about somebody is. Drug for your own protection. So, well, before you say that, it goes both ways. And you can ask Brooke, because she does say, she just messages me randomly, "Have you heard from her?" Why? Because she wants to know when is she coming back so that she can start dragging her again. I'm not anymore. Not the way she was talking to me today. I had to tell her, "Who the hell you think you're talking to like that? Why are you cursing at me? Am I cursing at you?" I thought I had to look back and say, wait a minute. Did I accidentally text Jen? Which I have Jen blocked, by the way, on my phone too. But I was like looking at her like, is this the spirit of Jen coming out in Brooke? Like every other word was a curse word when she gets pissed off. Like, why do you have to speak that way? Why? Because you got pissed off about me telling you that you support a piece of shit like George, who goes after women? And you, all of you, um, Heidi, Anne, Vault, Sweets, even Sarah, who's there, Brooke, all these people are in there. E11, E11, I got you, girl. I saw your comment. I got you. Um, are all in his chat. Like nothing's wrong with it. But God, you're the worst person in the world if you mention any of their spouses or children or loved ones' names and make up some shit. You'll be the worst person in the world. But they're okay with him doing it. A bunch of hypocrites. Hey, Sue. A bunch of hypocrites. In 3 months. Do it, Stephen. Oh, scheduled 3 months ago. Wow. You're late. But that's a bunch of hypocrites because you can't control what the person on the platform is going to say. But you can't control what you respond. And you wouldn't like it done to your husband, and you sure as hell wouldn't like it done to your children, right? But it's okay. It's okay to support somebody who's doing it to somebody else's husband or children, right? Why does Jen keep accusing you of working with deadly diddlers? With what deadly diddlers? Deadly literally went into, I forgot who's, I think it was KK's chat. No, was it KK's or Sophie's? I forgot which one it was. And wrote something like, I had sent him somebody's nudes and got immediately deleted. Fuck, I would not work with Deadly or William or Jen, period. None of those. Trust me. When Jen's begging for Maria to talk about her. She needs attention. When I see Jen on somebody's playing her live or something and I see it, or on Deadly's and somebody was playing it and I see it, before I would click that link to go up there and curse her out, I won't even waste my time. I don't think either one, none of those three are worth my time to go up there and get upset and tell them off. Because we've never been, well, we were blocked back in May, and here we go. I unblocked her when I was talking to Virgie, and I had been sick that day, and she got scared, and she's like, "Maria, Brooks cares about you. Unblock her, and maybe see what happened to you in May. Maybe it's something serious or not." And then we started text. She messaged me. She's like, "What happened?" And then I told her what happened to me in May, and then that was it. We started talking back and forth, but then all the shit happened with Jules, and she started from that too. tell me information on Jules. Come on, you know she's treating you bad. I know you, Maria. I can know when you're lying to me. And I'm like, okay, I swear on everything I have that I'm not lying to you. You're lying, you're lying, you're lying. And I felt like saying, well, you know, you're playing me. You're playing me. You're playing me. You know, it's like the same shit over and over again. She would be like, just give me whatever you have on her and everything will be okay. Like if I'm afraid of anybody, if I come on here and tell everybody that George is a piece of shit, you think I'm going to be afraid of Jules? Get all the attention she wants with KKJ. Yeah, that's it. That's up. Yep, that's it. But and you know what she did to KK, Jamie, and AC, they have the right. And they have the right to what they feel. And I have the right to what I feel. And I feel George has done worse than Jules in my eyes because everybody has a different experience. No, absolutely not. But I call him out even if he's done the worst. He's a dangerous person and nobody should be associating with him. Never trusted a racist nurse who drinks to get drunk. Yep, I agree. Hold on. Operation Giggler on the ice. Yep. And even Heidi had told him, I don't think Maria said that Maria said she would never talk to Jen, and I believe her. I believe her because she hates her that much. And George is like, no. Because George was saying Maria was in on it. She was the third person. Because this is how his mind, the connect the dots that never connect, works for him. And this is what makes him more dangerous. Remember, he went after me and Jules for a restraining order for things that were being done to him on Reddit when we had nothing to do with it. Yes, he's dangerous. He'll go real life, and he won't hesitate to lie about it either. I'm not gonna forget how he used to go. I know. I'm not. He used to go on there and say things like the detective is going to arrest her any day now. Imagine that you're on the other side of somebody like George saying that the detective is going to, not the detective, the state attorney's office is going to have her arrested any day. And you know you haven't done anything wrong, but you hate hearing that shit. And this is what he does. But he's okay because Jules is the target, right? You can make both your target. But don't make one be this horrible, horrible human being when you got a dangerous person on the internet doing these horrible things. You can hate more than one person. Jen wanted Maria off the internet. Yep, she did, and that didn't happen. That's threatening your husband. That's what I told her today. We had it out, and I said, she said, I forgave her. I said, I forgave you the first time because you're a human being, and I'm a human being, and I can forgive anybody, but I can't forgive you the second time. When you say something bad the first time, if you do it again the second time, then you're a racist. You can't forget that. You can't put, and then she says, "Oh, because I'm going to tell everybody that you forced me to say that because of what you said about my daughter." Isn't that typical thing a racist would say? Nobody forces you to say anything racist. I can stand in front of your face and say the worst things ever to your face. And if you're not a racist, you're not going to say anything racist back to me. You're going to use every other thing that you can say to me, but you're not going to throw out racist shit and then say, you made me do it. You made me call you that. You made me say that. No taking responsibility for what came out of your mouth. None of it. Because trust me, I can say quite a few horrible things about George, but then I don't want to be a racist because I'll be labeled one, right, George? But you have no problem posting a video and saying, thank God somebody died, right? I don't want that kind of karma. That's right, Susie. They were friends for so long. Yeah, but the friendship is gone, Lisa Marie. I realize that the friendship is gone. And like I said, one of the things that really bothered me was when she was going over, hey, allegedly, thank you. When she was going over Jules' live and when Jules got to reading that Amanda Prayer Jar shit, she skipped right over that. Why didn't you read that, Brooke? Because it was a post about ICE? You should have read it and called her out on it. She never called out Amanda Prayer Jar. She never called out Amber R. Never called her out on her post. Not a thing. Why? Everybody else was, even if you weren't Latin, you were insulted by those shit, and everybody called them out. But not Brooke. She only apologized because people were threatening to call her job. Yep. Because, like I said, if you do it once and you apologize, all is forgiven. If you do it twice, then what? No, he hasn't, Susie. He didn't. Stephen, my friend. Can I see? What happened to you, Stephen, with your eye drops? Maybe you need glasses. No, Susie, he did not forgive her. He was the one that said you forgive the first time because we're all human beings. But when you do it again like that, just move on. But like he always says, you don't have to drag somebody to move on. But don't let people treat you like shit either. Because there's no need for that. But anyways, I wasn't even gonna go live, so I don't know if anybody else is gonna go live. Lisa Marie, when are you going live? We have fun in yours. And I wanted people to know that, Brooke, you're a piece of shit person. You really are. You defend the wrong kind of people. And no matter what your education is, what your degree is, can't take that shit away from you. You're just you make shitty choices and support shitty people like George and Jen and Kendra. I know, never. He never did nothing to her, nothing at all to her. Yet I'm the one who does all the horrible things. I'm bringing up people's family, right? Like I did in my community tab now because George brought mine up. And then he'll go on his and say, oh, Maria brought up my mother and my father by name, just like you brought Carlos up by name, right? And then people like other content creators will say, I'm like, what's wrong with it? It's birds of a feather. And then other content creators will say, oh, Maria, that's horrible, George. I'm sorry she did that to you. Without reading his posts from before, from all this weekend, or reading it and just deciding to ignore it. But one thing he does is he uses his community tab to threaten people and to make up lies. And then if you respond like I do, then he's like, did you see she did that to me? Did you see she did that to me? Or he'll keep trying and trying to get you, to intimidate you to stop. And he has no filter, he has no stop. I don't care what anybody tells me. That guy has mental health issues, just like his family has mental health issues. And if he's not on any type of medication, he should be, because he's a danger to women. And I'm always going to say that. There's no way in hell I would be in a chat with George. No way in hell. There are people that you avoid like the plague. He's one of them. He is one of them. If you get on his target, if you're his target, every single live, if he says, okay, this live is about Jen, 2 minutes into the live, it turns into Maria. This live is about anybody else in the community. 2 minutes later, it turns into Maria. And he was doing the same shit to Jules. Same exact shit. But there's so much hate in this community that They put blinders on and they accept anything he does. So people on that side, before you decide to throw the hate all over the place, look in your own home first, because you support people like George. You supported Jen. You supported Kendra. And you support the hate that Ann spews and the shit that Ann did that went real life on Geneva. Let's just cover the eyes and let's not say any of that, right? But they want to say that we're the ones who do everything real life here. There you go, Vault. Vault went real life on Jules. Vault drove through, just like Kendra drove through by somebody's house, right? Anne says that I contacted her job and her children and her police. Where's the proof? I'm sure you've got to have phone call or screenshot or something of me calling your children, right? Or messages. Where's the proof? Where's a report that the police said that somebody from Miami called? Where's anything that your job says that they were contacted by me? There's no proof because I have never. But because she says it, it's got to be true. I know. But I'm Susie, but then I'm the one with the problem, right? I'm the one with the problem. It was they who called your job. Yep, twice, not once. Dreamsicle called it twice. And she at one point admitted it, and now she's took it back and said that no, she never called. I literally got her husband's phone number because of the caller ID. And you're going to say you didn't call? And Ann says, it's a spoof call. It's spoof. How can it be spoof? When it's a spoof call, you pick it up. They don't answer. Dreamsicle answered. I recognize her voice 1,000,000 times over. I've talked to her enough that I recognize her voice. And you still want to sit there and lie and say you don't lie. Maybe, Ann, maybe, just maybe, Dreamsicle lied to you. But Dreamsicle, I'm sure you wouldn't swear it on your family that you didn't do it, right? I mean, unless you're like Jen, who swears on her own mother when she's lying. I don't think you would swear on your family because you know you're lying. I wouldn't do that. But you're not woman enough to say that you did it. You already said it once and you took it back. That's the type of things that you guys do. He contacted Jules' father a few years ago and lied about it. He never did it. Yes, and many people came out and said it. They saw it. You know why he says that he didn't do it? Because he deleted it because he's a coward. But when you have people from both sides saying that they heard it and they witnessed it, that's the coward that he is. Say it with your full chest, George. You're really such a tough man, huh? Calling a 94-year-old man twice. And then because people didn't agree with you, you decided to hide it and say it never happened. You know why? Because you're a liar, Fit Day. You're a liar. She said she demanded Dreamsicle to call the police on me because I was threatening her. And I am going to play my life over again. And you tell me where I threatened her. Because if I wanted to be a real bitch, I would have called Dreamsicle's um, roommate, whatever, partner in life when she called my job. And I didn't. I didn't go real life on Dreamsicle, and I didn't go real life on you. But it's so much easier. Remember that she said, oh, Geneva did this and this and this to me. And I said, Anne, can you show me any type of proof? By this time, we were already not in the best, but we're still talking. I'm not showing anybody anything. Well, then, I'm not supporting anything that you say. Because when it comes down to this, you have to, because the screenshot of the phone call with Dreamsicle's phone number on it, I have it. I only showed it to 2 people that I trusted because I don't want people to say that I don't have it. But if I needed it for something, I would have it. But Anne didn't want to say shit. So I was just supposed to take her word that Geneva was attacking her? That Geneva was going real life? The way Anne is saying now that I'm going real life on her when I haven't gone real life at all? Somebody who says that you're going real life when you know you're not is somebody I would never trust. I was in that live when he did that. Yep, I know. And Reddit calls George out as the liar that he is. And he's still like, I don't lie. I don't lie. He lies about absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. Whatever happened to that Let's Go Georgia party because he was leaving the community. We were all so happy to see the creeper leave. And that was a lie too, huh? Why don't you find a man's community and go harass men and see how that works out for you, George? Instead, you have to go after older women. Do you hate your mother? Because it seems like you have some vent up hatred there. How about moving on and stop talking about my family with your bullshit lies before I start saying all these horrible things about your father and mother? Because don't put it past me, I will do it. You need to move on and leave people alone. You're just looking for anybody to hate on. And then back about a couple of months ago, he says, Peace Summit, fuck you and your Peace Summit. Just go away. Go harass somebody else. Nobody wants to play in your fucking sand yard. Just go somewhere else. Sandbox. Go somewhere else. How hard is it to leave women alone? What kind of upbringing did your mother give you that you're okay with harassing women every fucking day and night, day and night? Because I'm telling you this, I would never be okay with one of my children doing that shit to anybody. And you just don't know how to stop. I would play a biscuit over and over. We didn't understand which. Oh my God, yes. Yep. And believe me, Anne, if you're going to lie about the past and about what happened to Sophie and what that I was involved in it too, I'm going to find that video. I have them all. And I'll play it. Because you're the one who took out all the information on her husband. You had everything. I sat there with you. And I'm to blame too because I sat there. But you're the one that was looking for everything. Hold on, be right back. I'm going to run downstairs this time. I'm really going to take Peanut out. Hold on. George hates women and stupid women support him. I don't understand how can they have so much hate that they would support somebody like that. In my eyes, he's dangerous. Why support somebody who's dangerous like that? Who goes real life? Who had no problem saying that he was sending this people to get me served, police officers to get me served at my job because he has no job. So he sees no problem with going real life and harassing you at your job. These women really need to check themselves. Brooke, you're not a good person. I don't care how many times you say it. There's something off with you, and you're not a good person. You can be a good person for 10% of the time, but those 90% of the times you really need to look in the mirror because the Brooke that I knew from before is not even in there anymore. You run at everything. You can't have a conversation. You run at everything to go on YouTube, to click that link, to pretend like I wasn't doing anything. Yes, you were. Yes, you were, because I've got the messages. Where's all that hate coming from? And you can't say it's coming from Jules because you had to foresee what it's coming from inside of you. You need to hate somebody in order to be online. Try being online without having so much hate. Because I'm trying my hardest not to respond to Jen because at the end of the day, that's what she wants. And I just don't want any, I keep saying it, I don't want anything to do with her. But I sure as hell am not going to ignore somebody like George writing these horrendous things that are all lies. And George, I know you don't like it. I used your mom and your father's name, but then you did use Carlos' name. So leave people's families out of it. And really, go see a doctor. You really need it. She was a good person years ago. It's like a demon took her soul. Really, she's got so much hate inside of her. It's like an anger issue that she takes out online. I don't understand it, and I never will. All right, guys, I gotta go. Thank you, guys, and have a good rest of the week. Hopefully, I might see you sometime this week, and it's not going to be for George or Brooke. Hopefully, Jamie or KK or anybody goes live. Maybe I'll go live with Lisa Marie. We can never get that working at the same time. That would be fun. We can never hear each other when we go live. Have a good night, everybody.